know what's funny?
What?
Is that I have this weird, strange infatuation and admiration for the Nike Kobe line. For a guy that I'm not even a fan of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I love Jordan and I love Jordans. I love Kobe's, but I don't love Kobe.
Uh-huh.
That's the power of the Mamba face. What's good, guys? This is Nightwing2303 from WearTesters.com. Today we got a quick detailed look at these bad boys right here. This is the best basketball sneaker of 2018 and they originally released in 2005. That's crazy. Now I have these other two colorways out right here just because I wanted to kind of like compare them real quickly, and it was interesting that they're actually quite different from at least this pair right here. Not too different from these guys. So this is the blackout colorway, which I think is kind of funny because back then this was what they considered to be blackout. Nowadays, when you say blackout, you're thinking about a solid black sneaker, which I don't like. So I like this guy right here. I love black and purple, by the way. You know, this is off topic, but which I'm like,
off topic?
I know, no. Big surprise. But I just got to say, Mike Bibby, the best purple Jordans ever when he was with Sacramento. He actually might have some of the best PEs period from Jordan brand because they're white and purple and black and purple, and for whatever reason I fucking love purple. I don't know why. These guys right here are awesome. They're not exactly like the originals, at least not from what I can tell in images. The only thing that looks kind of different is this area right here where the big teeth are at. The originals, at least, like I said, at least just in images, it looks like the paint that they used was like real glossy. So the purple looked a lot more vibrant than what it looks like here on this pair, which is kind of like a matte finish, so a little bit more dull. But the leather on these guys is okay. It's not anything great. It's nothing to write home about. It's definitely not like these guys, which is the one thing that I was really surprised with. These remind me kind of more of a rugged boot where it's got like a real thin cut but still strong leather, and it's super smooth finish. It's not got like much texture to it or anything like that versus the tumbled stuff that is on here. And then if you were to look at the cuts or whatever, like where the grain is at, you can definitely see that these guys right here have a much thicker cut of leather, and the leather itself is actual leather versus these guys right here, which looks and feels more like a synthetic. And then the suede that they use on the interior panel is identical to this stuff right here. So if you like the way that this material was on the Minneapolis colorway, then you're gonna enjoy the way that they are here. And I love this like two-toned look. This looks fucking cool, man. Like this is really cool. I'm glad that they didn't split it down the middle. I'm glad that they still have like a clean toe, but then they have that other pop of color right there. This might be kind of what they did with those Kobe ADs that we can't see. Yeah, like we can't see the other side because like Eastbay hasn't put the images of both, but like I think that this might be what those like Exodus. I'm so good at
Kobe AD Exodus.
I'm so good at saying things wrong. It's like my special talent. The toe cap area on this pair right here on the blackout or the black and purple is different than this. Like, I really don't like this weird cracked looking leather. And they used it on these guys. They used it on the toe cap of these guys. They did not use it on the toe cap of these guys. I initially thought that it was smooth, but then when I saw them in person, it's got this weird, almost like a, I don't know what to call it, like a brush like look to it, like it's been like brushed or something like that. Still not a huge fan of that either, although I like this better than this. I would have liked to have seen them switch this up from the original because this, they tried to make it almost one for one, but I would have loved to have seen this panel right here replaced with the same suede that they used on the black and yellows. That colorway, man, I'm still pissed that I like didn't. That colorway is so dope, dude. I was in LA, they released there in like LA only or whatever, like for All-Star. And I got to the Foot Locker like the day after that they released because I was super busy the day before. And they had just sold their last pairs that morning, like before I had gotten there. And they were like, but we'll check. Shout out to those guys too. It was the Hollywood, I can't remember what the name, it was the brand new Foot Locker in Hollywood, like the Hollywood and something. It's on the corner of whatever the street is. I think the street is, no, I think the street is Hollywood, but like I don't know what the other street was. It might be like Hollywood and Vine or something. I don't remember, but there's two guys that worked in there and they knew who I was. So like shout out to you guys. You guys were awesome and super helpful. And on top of that, they went and like searched for the shoe, like to see where it was in the area. And there was a couple of pairs of my size in Culver City, but that was one hell of a Uber, dude. Like, and I had already spent a ton of money because they spread out everything in All-Star. Like it's supposed to be, or it normally is like
they
all.
Don't have like a hub?
Normally it is in like a nice hub, but Hollywood like is so spread out, or LA, that you can only like, real estate is not just abundant there. You know what I mean? So like you get in where you fit in. You know, like you saw like every charge was getting like emailed or whatever, and I was paying out the and Uber fees. I was like, do I really want to pay however much money to get to Culver City, then buy the shoe, then pay to get back? And I was like, nah, I'll get them later. I could get them for a decent price still, but still, man, like that just like, I like to get stuff like I like to touch it and then buy it. These guys though, I think are awesome. I'm glad that I was able to get a pair. I think they're going to be limited, at least that's what I was told by the guys that we got them at over at Phenom here locally in the Sacramento area. So if you are in this area, it's going to be available on October 23rd. Retail price is $175. It's a first come first serve basis. And like I said, they said that they were kind of limited. So hopefully everybody that wants a pair of these is going to get a pair. They've released almost every single original colorway of this shoe. The USA colorway is coming out next. And I really hope they do the 81 point games, because just the white and purple, man, it's just classic. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay. I mean, if you're a Laker fan, which I am not, this colorway is probably really cool to you, but I like this one, and then I like the white and purples, or what's known as the 81 point game. If you have seen the previous videos, the performance review, as well as the detailed look and a review on these guys right here, it's the same exact stuff. So you got that kind of like that leather build. You got a reduced carbon fiber shank plate for more flexibility right here in the toe, but you still have the carbon fiber shank for torsional support and rigidity, as well as this little back area, full length zoom, shaved down midsole. Different tech specs than the originals. I think that these are better, although I never played in the originals, so I can't say definitively in my opinion, but I prefer full length zoom over the Met bag and the heel units, which I did use in the Kobe 5s and the Kobe 6s, which were actually awesome too, so I can't like, I love Kobe shoes to play in, man.
I know.
I swear, he's got the most consistent, like people ask me this all the time, and I'm gonna tell you guys right now, the most consistent performance model, like as far as signature lines go, is Kobe's line from Nike. I think that he has more hits than duds. Like the only real dud is like the 10, the 11's traction was a dud, depending.
Most recent.
The Exodus, yeah, and the first AD was horrible. The one with the fake zoom air in the back.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That pissed me off. That was f***ed up. His like team shoes aren't that great either. Like the Mamba Mentality, I think it was, the 1 and the 2, those were awesome, but like the Rage and the Instinct, they haven't been that good. They've been okay. We have actually talked about the next Kobe Protro, which is the Kobe 4. Super excited about that. You can click, this is the right side?
Yes.
So you can click this thing right here and check that out. Leave your thoughts on that. Leave your thoughts on these guys. Let us know what you think about this colorway. What is your favorite original Kobe 1 colorway? Leave us a comment down below in this, I was gonna say description box. I cannot get it right. Leave us a comment down there. Let us know what it is, and I'll talk to you guys next time. So until then, have a good one.
Is the black leather on that like those Nike shoes that's for that Heat player?
What?
We just remember we saw them in store at Champs in the
Miami Heat?
yes.
Somebody on the Miami Heat has a shoe besides Dwayne Wade?
No, it's supposed to be like a throwback to the player from when he was on the Heat.
Talking about Penny?
Yes.
You couldn't remember Penny?
No, I couldn't. I can see the shoe in my brain, but I can't.
That's blasphemous.
But anyways, you were saying that
That shoe,
on that shoe.
that shoe's atrocious.
Right. So, but I'm.
And that's
saying,
a wonderful sneaker.
I'm just saying, like visually, that.
No, these look a little bit better to me.
Do you think those are gonna crease harder because they're so hard? You know, like trying not to crease.
Nah, because like when you take out, or not even that, but when you just like bend this, like it moves pretty.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't, you know what I mean? And it still looks the same. I'm sure with more wear, they'll probably look better than these. Like real leather tends to like wrinkle up.
I don't mind that though.
No, I don't mind it either, but a lot of people don't like it. So like this is a shoe that will crease better over time. That fool scored 81 points on the Raptors. Granted, the defense wasn't that great, but still 81 points is like a lot.
What's the average? Like
For Kobe or for a player?
Top player.
I don't know. It's anywhere between like 30 to 40.
Okay.
Like per game, you know what I mean? Like even if you average like 25 points a game, that's still good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's like, especially if your whole team collectively scores like on average 100, like you're
What if
still
you're
a
Splash
quarter.
Brother? What are their averages?
I don't know what their averages are right now because the season just started, but normally they average like, it depends on which one, but it could, like each of them can have a different like night. Like I know that like for instance, Kyrie and LeBron, like I think they each had a couple of like where they both scored like 40 plus, which is crazy because that's like 80 something, and the team, like I said, collectively only really scores like 100 to 125. Yeah. So those two are like monsters, you know what I mean? So yeah, so I think that it's crazy. The most points scored, do you know, in an NBA game?
No.
Do you want to guess? Like,
Isn't it like somebody from a long time ago?
but how much did that person get though? What is the top?
96.
Damn, you were so close. It is 100.
Okay, but it was like a long
Yeah, it was-
time
it was-
ago before they changed up rules and stuff, yeah?
Well, it doesn't even matter about that. It was Wilt. The dude was like Wilt the Stilt. Like he was taller than everybody, so he's just dropping buckets and you know what I mean? It's like when you have Shaq on your team, like prime Shaq. That's kind of like almost cheating.
Cherry picking?
Not cherry picking. Cherry picking's different.
Okay.
Cherry picking's when you like hang back on D and like
Yeah.
you're just kicking it back there. But no, it's like it's literally like almost like cheating. Like you have the golden goose. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, just drop it into him. It's like having the golden gun in GoldenEye.
Yeah.
It's, you know, if you got it, you got it. So I think it's cool. But yeah, it's 100 points. Wilt Chamberlain, dude was a beast. But Kobe did it in like the recent years or whatever with 81, and it was dope. We all thought watching that game that he was gonna hit 100. Like everybody was like, oh, is he gonna break the record? And nah, he didn't. So it was cool though.